Hey guys, and welcome to a new recent readings video. And for that matter, for those of you who, watch my videos, welcome back to a video period. I've gotten really lazy about videos. Some of it's laziness, and some of it is just it's summertime, and I don't have as much time to do these videos as I used to, and I'm backlogged on stuff like YouTube back there behind me. So I've just been spending a lot of time just kind of hanging out, watching videos. But hopefully this will be the first of a few videos that I might get up sometime reasonably soon, because I've had a lot of ideas. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video I wanted to do because I just finished up the previous book I had been reading, my previous Stephen King book that I mentioned in the last video, and that's Needful Things. This was intended to be like a book I was going to read for a couple of days until this book came, Wolves of the Kala, Dark Tower number 5. And I was honestly just going to read a little ways into this. I didn't expect it to impress me much. And then I thought, later on I'd come back to it. Well, this ended up being a really, really good book. I was really shocked and surprised by this one because it had a really bad reputation with me for some reason. Something about, I don't know, the name of it, the look of it, the sound of the story when I read about what the book was about. It didn't really catch my interest, so I had to literally sit down and read it, which I owned it. I don't know when it is that I picked it up. I've probably had it for a while now. This book is like 20 years old, maybe even more. 1990, well, the first printing was 1992, 1991, 92, so this is over 20 years old. Came out while I was in high school. For some reason, I thought that this book was newer than it is. I do know that it had a movie adaptation for it. I might watch it at some point now that I've read it, but I'm afraid it'll pale in comparison to the book. But the book, let's get to this. It's, as it says on here, the last Castle Rock story. Probably because of the fact that Stephen King has thoroughly decimated the community of Castle Rock over the course of several books. The Dead Zone, Cujo, the Tommyknockers, and the Dark Half, and this book all took place in Castle Rock. I think I've read all 4 of those books, but I don't remember shit about any of them. But this one was really, really good, and it basically, well, there's a reason why it's the last Castle Rock story, but if a person hasn't read this, I don't want to spoil it. But it has to do with some mysterious guy who comes to the community of Castle Rock and opens up a shop called Needful Things, and in it he sells basically just that, what every person's most needful thing, that one thing that they desire the most. And he sells that item to them for a pittance, not much money at all in the case of a lot of them, but more than anything else, they also have to pay by performing some sort of a prank on someone else in the community, and shit goes down when that starts to happen. Not just because of the pranks, but because this gentleman, Mr. Gaunt, he preys on people's fears and worries and whatnot. But there's, he's essentially made out to be like the devil or some sort of a demon. So he's able to control and manipulate people and play on those fears and all that and just cause mass chaos. And that's what this book was all about, mass chaos in the town of Castle Rock. And it did a really good job. That I was surprised that once again Stephen King managed to pop out another 730-page book that it took me a while to get through, being that I was reading mainly on my lunch breaks and occasionally at home, And at one point, I didn't read this for about a week or so because I screwed up my MP3 player. This is my recipe for, excuse me, for perfect book enjoyment. A book and good music. Preferably for me, my MP3 player, when I'm sitting at work on lunch, I'll sit down and read my book and put my MP3 player in and blast the music. A lot of people will say, how in the world do you do that? I may have talked about this before, but they'll say, how do you do that? How do you listen to music with words and singing and read a book too? It's like, I don't have a problem with it. You ever watch the movie where there's music playing at the same time? You can still follow what's going on even with music. But when my MP3 player got screwed up because I tried to put some more music on it, and the MP3 player didn't have enough space to configure itself after the new music was added. So for a week or more, perhaps, I didn't get to read this. But anyway, I don't remember when the last video of this went up, but I had barely started on it at that time. It's done now, and now I get to move on to Wolves of the Kala, or Kala, 5th installment of the Dark Tower series. Eagerly looking forward to this because I love this series. I don't know what's going to happen when I finish this book. I don't have number 6 on the way. I don't know when I'll order it, but I do have some other books I can jump into. But the next time I do a recent readings video, it'll be to talk about this. In the meantime, if you're a Stephen King fan, you haven't read this one, check it out. If anybody out there has seen this movie, let me know how it is. If it's available on Netflix, I'm going to try to do it that way. But yeah, Needful Things, it was pretty awesome. So, thanks a lot for checking out another recent readings video, and I'll see you next time.